more than $80,000 receiving a payment. I also want you guys to know that the IRS may owe you money based on crisis-related funds. Stimulus funds, that is, if you haven't even gotten your stimulus check yet. A ton of information about the Ford stimulus check is here, and stimulus payments are here for you and the people that need it the most. Chuck Schumer and the Senate could give a final proposal and approval by Thursday, in a week extension of the stimulus payments. Schumer said the House of Representatives is set to act on a one-week continuing resolution and a stopgap funding bill as soon as tonight. And when the bill comes to the Senate, we should be ready to get this done as soon as possible. So, Chuck Schumer also said that House Republicans have encouraged their leaders to vote against the bill in a protest of what they call trillions of dollars of wasteful spending, even though it's going to the people that need stimulus the most. The House of Representatives had already passed a short-term funding bill last night to avoid this government shutdown. They kicked the Friday funding deadline next week to allow lawmakers more time to strike a deal on the spending for the remainder of the fiscal year 2023. The continuing resolution passed in a 224 to 201 vote and now heads to the Senate, where it must pass and be sent to President Biden's desk before midnight on Friday to avoid a shutdown. This measure will keep the government funded at current levels until December 23rd. Also, folks, in a notice sent by the House Minority Leader, he said that leadership recommended Republicans to vote no on the bill in an attempt to buy additional time for a lame duck session. But now this means that gas prices are continuing to drop as demand lowered and oil prices held steady. The national average for a cost of gas is $3.26, and that's 50 cents less than a month ago and 6 cents less than a year ago. As the winter weather keeps people homebound, less demand for gas and continued stability in oil prices has contributed to the steady decline of gas prices. AAA spokesperson told Fox News that the seasonal pattern of less driving due to shorter days and crummy weather, combined with lower oil costs, is driving gas prices lower. If this trend continues, many states could see their average gas price fall by $3 a gallon. Under the weight of economic concerns, everybody, a possible surge in crisis and a changed psyche is causing oil prices last week to fall again to nearly a decade low. Oil prices have struggled mightily to hold its rally even on some potentially bullish news, each time falling back down as fundamentals look struggles. Gavin Newsom even said that he announced a proposal to penalize oil companies for reported price gouging in a bid to deter excessive price increases and keep people in California safe from this inflation spike. Under the proposed law, state agencies would even close more review gas costs, profits, and pricing, as well provide the state with greater regulatory oversight of the refining. What this means is that stimulus payments are being on hold for now because of the gas prices. And now, the Census Bureau also projects that the problem will become more widespread in the coming years, as more baby boomers who began turning 65 years in 2021 join the rank of the retired. In 2050, the U.S. population ages 65 and older will be 90 million, nearly double what it was 10 years ago. So, and it's believed that the latest election results could lead to a $1,000 stimulus check for Minnesota. There are two reasons why Democrats could go ahead with the stimulus checks. First, Minnesota is still sitting on top of a $9 billion surplus, thanks to a tax high collection. The state budget office estimated $9 billion in surplus money in March. Second, the governor, during his campaign trail speeches, reminded voters of his plan to use the surplus money to send up to $1,000 stimulus checks to individuals and up to $2,000 to couples. Governor Walz proposed sending another stimulus check again this year without reaching a consensus on how to spend the budget. And also, government employees in Georgia can expect a sizable direct payment next week. It comes after officials decide to offer a bonus Christmas check. The state is looking to retain more workers, as they have struggled to come up with enough money to pay first responders, utility workers, and other positions. The Board of Commissioners has told reporters this week that the residents deserve sustainable, high-quality county government services, and those made possible by a strong, reliable workforce. Payments will vary depending on the position. Full-time employees are set to receive $1,000, while part-time will get $750. Workers should receive payments starting this week. Also, the Gwinnett County School District employees are set to receive a bonus of $1,000 in December, with as many as 21,000 workers eligible. It comes from the school district, and they gave out the bonuses of $700 last year to the full-time employees.
The gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Malinowski, and the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Graves, will each control 20 minutes. Chair recognizes the gentleman from New Jersey.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days within which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material in H.R. 1917 as amended.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
I rise in support of H.R. 1917. This bipartisan bill, sponsored by Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher, makes it easier for municipalities to access federal funds to protect people and property from disasters, like the major floods that have hit my state of New Jersey and other states across the country. For every one taxpayer dollar invested in mitigation, up to $13 are saved. The vast majority of FEMA's mitigation
Of high inflation, we're providing $55 million in bonuses to our hourly frontline associates this quarter. And though there has been a slight decrease in gas and travel costs, recently the impacts of inflation are still affecting Americans, making it tougher for families to afford groceries and other essential goods. Microsoft, ExxonMobil, Walmart, USA have also offered bonuses, pay raises, and even gift cards to employees. But still, many of the nation's employers are still not paying their workers a living wage. The company website states that Lowe's employs around 300,000 associates, but it is not specified how much money each worker will receive and over what time period.
Between the White House and administration and Democrats up on Capitol Hill. Earlier today, both the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and the Senate Republican leader, the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, were on CNBC, and they explained really the fundamental philosophical dilemma here, which is all about how much is the U.S. government going to spend. Here's what they said.
Back on its feet.
Income tax credit. State is just urging you that all taxpayers work together on this, as this can change each year. Here to claim this free stimulus credit. Free stimulus credit, folks, because if a taxpayer who's eligible to receive this check owes any money to the government, like a child support or unpaid parking tickets, well, the rebate amount will decrease. Also, everybody, President Biden and top lawmakers fanned out across the country this week to visit bridges that are said to be prepared with new infrastructure money. President stopped at, for instance, the Brent Spent Bridge, which crosses the Ohio River, connecting Connecticut and Kentucky. The event touting an infusion of repair money going to bridges, not people. Why is it going to bridges? I have no idea, everybody. We all have to blame it on President Biden because the focus of the White House and the GOP leadership on areas of bipartisan cooperation is a marked contrast to the House Representatives, as they're still struggling to enact somebody to take charge. So what I want to say is that the infrastructure law put aside $100 billion for roads and bridges, and now rural broadband, ports, and other items are having some difficulties around us. For instance, this week's visit coincided with the announcement that approximately $2 billion of the money will be set aside for repairs in a large bridge program, which includes the Brent Spent Bridge and 3 other bills that the administration describes as some of America's most economically significant